I had to go to a cancer doctor to try to see if I had leukemia. Well, it turned out that I had a tumor, and my doctor had to convince me to have the surgery. And she told me, she said, Trita, I'm so frightened for you because if you don't have this surgery, she said, you're going to bleed to death. You're going to bleed to death. The surgery was expensive. You're looking at $20,000, $30,000. If I didn't have that Medicaid, I would not be sitting here today. I would be dead, seriously.
In 2018, Trita Robinson's life was on the line. Arkansas had just become the first state to mandate that low-income residents on Medicaid work a certain number of hours a month, or they would lose their health care. For millions of Americans on Medicaid like Trita, the consequences of fights like this are deeply personal. But their stories are often never told.
About 3 months in, once people started losing coverage, that was when things got really hard. They would go to a pharmacy and try to get medications. They would be told that they've lost their Medicaid, and they had no understanding why.
Not being able to meet the 80-hour minimum isn't the only thing that caused people to lose their Medicaid. Many people didn't even realize they had to report their work hours every single month.
One of my clients, Adrian, he was working. He had the best job he had ever had in his life and was doing everything he was supposed to, but he didn't realize that he needed to report every single month.
The state had terminated Adrian's Medicaid, all because he didn't report his hours the right way. Without Medicaid, Adrian couldn't access his medications, and without his medications, he couldn't work.
He was told by his employer he couldn't work. It wasn't safe for him to. And so he lost the best job he had ever had and never got a comparable job back just because he didn't report every single month that he was working, despite the fact that he was.
Once again, our Republican colleagues are pushing to impose work requirements on Medicaid enrollees.
While thousands of people in Arkansas racked up medical debt and lost life-saving health care, did work requirements actually get more people on Medicaid to work?
People who are on Medicaid are already working. The majority of them work, or they can't work because they are children, because they are caregiving, because they are disabled, or because they have a chronic condition.
And a major survey of Arkansas residents found no evidence of employment increasing in the short term or long term. So what's the point of work requirements if they have such disastrous impacts and no effect on whether people work? The case in Arkansas should be a lesson for all of us about just how destructive pursuing those policies would be for the 85 million Americans on Medicaid.